Hey teachers, I am so excited to bring you today a lesson that I use in my classroom for figurative language. This is something that I created because my students were really disengaged from our reading lessons and I wanted something hands-on for them to do. This goes with a mentor text. My mentor text of choice is Favorite Greek Myths by Mary Pope Osborne, but you can use this with any mentor text that has different types of figurative language. So I'm giving you this resource for free, so please check the link in the description to download it. And one of the great things about this is that it is already done for you. So I already have all of the information in the document that tells you what stories to use and also gives you all of the answers. So it shows you what student work should look like and where the different examples of figurative language are in this text. So what I usually do when I'm using mentor text in my lessons is I usually check them out from the library just because I don't like to spend a lot of money on books. But if I can get them for under $5 used, I will usually buy them. So I actually own this one because it's one that I use a lot. And it's one that I couldn't find in my local library. But like I said, if you have another book that has a lot of figurative language in it, you can use that. I also picked the Greek myths because it's a big standard in 4th grade. So if you are doing figurative language with your 4th graders, then this would definitely be a great mentor text. If you're doing it with another grade level, that's okay. It's still an appropriate activity, and it's not a bad thing to get them more exposure to Greek myths. So let me show you what I do. First of all, with interactive notebooks, I do a variety of things when it comes to decorating them because I don't like to waste a lot of class time. We usually spend under 2 minutes and I time it cutting and pasting and preparing for a lesson. What I do with the coloring is I'll either have them color it the night before or I'll have them color it the night after as they review their notes. Or my third option, sometimes what I do is I check notebooks at the end of the week, and those students who have done a great job and have all of their notes complete will get a 10-minute period at the end of the day Friday so that they can color their notebooks. And I usually have a lot of really fun colors and special markers that they can't normally use, so it's a good motivation for them to be at school every day and also to complete all their interactive notes and also all their assignments in reading for that week. Okay, so I have them label their page number. So depending on what page we are on, and I have them title it. So this one's going to be Figurative Language. And sometimes I'll be a little more specific, like figurative language examples or figurative language and mythology, just whatever works best for that lesson. And then we just glue it in. Okay, so very simple. First thing that we do is we go over the definitions of each. So hyperbole, idiom, metaphor, simile, personification, onomatopoeia. So we do a very quick definition. And this is when I usually give them some examples. Sometimes we will get up and act certain ones out, but we're really going to be doing most of our content when we read our book. We're going to be looking for that content in there. Okay, so as we're reading for our book, we are looking for different examples of each. So the first one that we found was an idiom. And an idiom, let's see, we have the sun god tried to stall for time. Okay, and that's our idiom, and this is on page 2. So as we read the book, we'll go through and we'll look for examples of each. We'll label the page number so that we can come back to it. But I really love this because it allows the students to see it in actual text not just see a definition on a worksheet. So that makes a big difference for them when they're trying to understand what these different pieces of figurative language are. And we'll continue the lesson as we read other texts that have figurative language by taking notes in the rest of our notebook. And we'll usually spend a day on each one of these with similes and metaphors together in one day, if that makes sense. So head over and get this free resource. Use it with the Favorite Greek Myths book if you want to, or use it with another book that you have that shows great examples of figurative language.